All right, as promised, we're going to talk about what goes into a fighting rifle, general purpose, carbine, whatever you want to call it, in the 21st century. My weapon right here, as you can see, and videos guest starring some of my cows. But this weapon right here is a Palmetto State Armory Saber 13.7 with a Huxworks can on it. Great foundational setup right here. Very lightweight, very handy. You will notice this is one of the biggest things when people ask about thermals and all the enablers. Free float handguard that runs the entire length of the barrel. All right. Literally no reason not to have one of these. We've graduated from the old two-piece handguards and get away from that old M4 style setup for a reason. A lot of reasons. One is accuracy. You're going to get much better accuracy out of this. More consistent. Okay. Handguards are going to shift. They're going to move on you. The other reason is that you have a long continuous rail up top for mounting whatever it is you need to do. Right? Whatever enablers you need up there. You can see up front, US Night Vision Designate IR-V with the IR illuminator on it. This is an incredible laser, especially for the money. Very, very low profile, as you can see. And you'll notice the actuator button is right there on top, just like it is on a PEC 15. All right. You notice I don't have any pressure pads, any pressure switches, anything like that. Some people love that. They prefer that. I don't. All right, that's just me, personal preference. I have broken plenty of cables going to the field. Real world missions. There was once in Afghanistan that happened, so not a big fan of that. The next thing that you're going to see is the Magpul. I think they call these the RSA, the rail sling adapter or something like that. But it is a single D-ring that attaches to your Picatinny rail. I use this for two things. It is a handhold, so it's a hand stop whether I am right hand dominant. But if I'm firing right-handed, like normal, it is a support hand stop where my thumb can still actuate the firing button for my laser. And if I'm firing left-handed, I can do the same. All right, it mirrors those controls. You'll notice I'm not running any iron sights. They're not relevant to the conversation. All right. I know that might draw some heat with some folks. Who cares? All right, they're not relevant to the conversation. In this day and age, if your optic goes down, it's more likely that your weapon has went down. Okay? That just is what it is. Slings. You'll notice I've got a Viking Tactics sling on there. There's like 1,000,001 different variations of this. I know there's some great guys on Twitter. Nola Nobody, a big shout out to him. He makes a very similar sling to this and some really cool patterns. So shout out to him. Solid guy, and everybody likes him. I like him too. But got an optic. There's a bunch of different optics out there that really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. What I have found a good threshold between weight savings and capability is running a closed emitter red dot along with a thermal. All right, so as we talked about last night, thermal versus night vision and, kind of considerations therein of like all the stuff. IR laser for movement and aiming while moving under nods. That's what it's for. That's what you use it for. Passive aiming, once I get to where I'm going, static observation. I'm going to be rocking a thermal. And this is the Armasight Jockey 320. Really like this. So how does it work? Clip-ons goes in front of your optic. And sight picture is going to look like this. Come on. So you can see that reticle in there. That's how you do it. All right. You notice I don't have any kind of magnifier. The reason for that is the digital magnification inside of that thermal works just dandy for zooming in on anything that I need, and it does not change my point of aim, point of impact. It also helps out with possible graininess or whatever might happen when you're running higher magnification. Does the setup work great with an ACOG or, you know, any kind of prismatic optic? Sure, absolutely. I prefer this. It's a little bit faster, just a little bit less weight. You know, ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain. When I'm carrying it up and down the hills, when I'm out coyote hunting, you know, you can see some of the topography here. Lighter is better, okay? If I'm running a magnifier on there, it's going to lead to a little bit of graininess, so and sometimes a lot of bit graininess. I'm going to take that sucker off. No need for it. LPVOs, some people really love them. I kind of went through my LPVO phase where they were awesome, and I just find myself going back to closed emitter electronic diet sights in 2024. They are great, very reliable, and again, I have run the absolute crap out of mine, out of this setup, and I have a few others that are set up just like it. Anyway, I know y'all have had a lot of questions about this. There's been a lot of beginner questions and people kind of asking, you know, all right, so I bought my first night vision or I bought my first thermal. What next? Here you go. All right. There's a reason that weapons setups for serious business, right? And I'm not talking about, you know, my retro Desert Storm fucking whatever the fuck. Like, that's we don't do that for a reason. We migrated away from a lot of that crap for a reason. Okay. This is what things are looking like in the 21st century. All right. Anyway, if you got any questions, hit me up. ncscout@brushbeater.org. Thanks.